This week I ran the Historic Hillsborough Half-Marathon. Hillsborough is about 15 minutes from me. It's a town I'm very familiar with. I grew up going there to play. That's where the local ice rink is, so I played hockey going there throughout my teen years. And they had a marathon. I picked it, a half marathon, sorry. I picked it because of its proximity both to me and to the New York City Marathon, which is my goal race. And so it's about a month out, or it is like a month out from New York City. And so it made a lot of sense to kind of see what my legs were like, see what, if my paces that I want to run New York are realistic, if I need to adjust my goals faster or slower. And it turned out to be a really good way of doing that, I think. Anyways, so far. I feel really good about this. I ran a 1:48.07. You gotta include that seven seconds. And I'm really stoked with that. I'm really happy. That's a 19-minute PR from May, which I ran at the I can't even remember, but it was at the Umstead Park in Raleigh half marathon in May that I did just kind of on a whim. I was like, oh, I'll just do it. And it's funny about that is like you run, so it's 19 minutes, but those 19 minutes is like a 9:45 pace to run a 2:07 to an 8:15 pace to run a 1:48, which is kind of crazy. Obviously it's math, it works the way it works, but it's just my mind at least doesn't immediately equate those two things. But anyways, I'm really happy with the results. I went out with my thought process was I first thought I was going to run like 8:45, 8:30s to start for halfway, and then depending on how that went, churn it up and go. It didn't go that way. I think like a lot of people, I went out a little quicker than I intended to, but not like crazy. I was going like 8:20, and which is funny. That's basically what my Garmin said I could do. But the thing about this marathon is about 600 feet of elevation in the first half, and I was a little concerned about that, but it didn't end up being that very wrong. I mean, the hills suck. They were there. They were definitely there, but it is what it is. And but I went about 8:20s on get down. I have a couple in the 8:08s or whatever, like in the kind of that range, and then kind of stayed in there for the entire race in that kind of range, bouncing kind of from there were a couple of downhills where I was into the 7:30s, 7:50s, but that was more of an anomaly than anything else. I felt really good. It was work, it was hard work, but at no point did I feel like I needed to stop and walk. Did I feel like I couldn't do it, couldn't make it? I felt good the whole way, like I can do this. And I think that's really what I needed. I needed I can hit these paces, I can do this. And so I think that makes sense for the marathon. Is like my goal marathon, I've said this entire goal marathon pace, I've said this the entire time, is 8:45. And I think that still makes a lot of sense. I think it might be, I could go slightly faster than that, but if I go 8:45, and that's my plan, I'm just going to stick to that plan to start out at 8:45. I think I could be really successful doing that, and that's going to get me what I want, my sub 4-ish. Really, I don't care about sub 4. I just want as fast as I can go, and I have no doubt I can go faster than sub 4 at this point. And I'm just happy. Really, honestly, I'm really happy with the results, but I'm happy with myself and the work I put in. I know I put in a lot of work. I run every day, up until my marathon training plan started, I ran 6 days a week, and now I run 7 days a week most weeks. There's been a couple caveats to that, but I'm getting at least 6 miles in most days, and then getting a good long run in, including 20 milers in on the weekends. And I know I'm putting in the work, and I'm keeping my paces under control. I was keeping my paces under control. Now I'm starting to tighten them in and get them closer to marathon pace. So my legs get comfortable at that pace, not running all my miles there, but like closer and closer and edging them in. And the race, in terms of Hillsborough, it was a nice race. Hillsborough's a neat town because of it has a big role in North Carolina history. If you watch Outlander, the town is involved in that. It's very Revolutionary Civil War kind of town, and it also has, as featured on the medal, is the Occaneechi village, which the Occaneechi tribe was the native tribe from this area of North Carolina. And so there's a little historical village right near downtown that you run by twice, and that's just neat, I think. And as well as just like the beautiful historical homes that are in downtown Hillsborough. And you also get to probably one of the neatest parts of it is you run around I don't even know what it's called, Orange County Speedway, I think. And so that is a NASCAR dirt track, one of the original NASCAR dirt tracks that was used up until I think the 60s. And I've seen pictures of it. It's neat. But so now it's literally just a trail, but it's in that oval that was the dirt track, and then there's still the grandstand, and you'll see. I guess that's what the flagger, the guy who says who the checkered flag guy wins, and then there's an old looks like a Chevy. I don't know what I'm not that cool with cars, but it's a really neat race, and it was fun, and it was nice for me because it was so local. And my son and my dad came with me in the morning, and they hung out and got snacks and coffee while they waited for me. And then my wife and our daughter showed up. I don't know when they showed up, but in enough time for them to see me finish. And that was really fun, and get to be with everybody. And then we went to my family's farm and had tacos for lunch, and they were delicious. And it was just a really, really awesome day, and I'm looking forward, and it just made me so much more excited for New York in a month, and what I'm going to be able to accomplish and how good I'm going to feel when I do that. And yeah, so happy-go-lucky story this week, and I don't know, I'll see you next week.